Hello, I'm Lindy Bedford, the woman that doesn't exist. In 1939, I was found on the streets of Reading, an all-white town in Britain. I was 3 months old. I was taken to a hospital where I spent the first 5 years of my life, and then to an orphanage. I have written a biography. This is the biography. Lindy Bedford. Who am I? That question was asked over 70 years ago. The answer is the same today. I don't know. Neither does anyone else. I wrote this biography. I am now going to get it published. I wrote it over 10 years ago, but so many people have read it and found it interesting and asked if they can buy it or where they can get it. So I'm making this video just to let you know that I am going to publish this book. Why am I the woman that doesn't exist? Well, there's no record of me. The 5 years that I spent in Battle Hospital, there's no record, even though I had major surgery and visited there on a regular basis through the first 5, 6 years, 10 years of my life. There is no record. The day I was found is not mentioned, but what's interesting about that is that there are 2 accounts and 2 different men. One was a Dr. Kane, who came to the hospital apparently with me and said, "Look what I have found." That was in October, but in September, a lawyer said he found me in his car on Bedford Road. I was given the name Bedford. The interesting thing about this is the people of Reading had never seen anyone that wasn't white. So I was quite a strange phenomenon. Some people thought that I was a creation of the devil. Some people thought I was very sick. I have a yellow cover. Thought I was a very sick person and didn't want to come near me or touch me. Some thought I had no right to live. My biography is based on the first 16 years of how I lived under these circumstances. In Battle Hospital, I was taken around naked so that people could see what the hospital had acquired. I was naked. Why? Because it showed I didn't have a tail, which meant I must have been human. But what kind of a human was I? People were very afraid of me. They would come near me and touch me, or they would touch me. As I grew up, people would touch me and give me money and give themselves good luck, like as if I was a charm. It was a very strange story. Throughout the years, I have hired people to search for the truth, and everything that we have found out has been proven to be a lie. Another interesting thing is there are no police records of me being found. There are no records of me living in the foster home or the orphanage. There are no records at all. And this is why Annie Buckley, a BBC reporter, is the one that gave me the title, The Woman That Doesn't Exist, because she tried to find out who I was. And of course, without records, nothing can be established. What I know is what people have written to me who eyewitnesses. And so, and this is how I got some information. The 16 years that my biography cover are the 16 years under the tyranny of races and how I survived and what happened to me. So here's my biography. I showed you a picture of it. This is it. Who am I? It's something I've always wanted to know. But like I said before, as so many people have actually gotten this book from me and read it and thought it was good. I wrote it, like I said, over 10 years ago. My son, Master Dunbar, of BJJ, right? UBJJ. I'm corrected by my granddaughter here. UBJJ, he's a master of the martial arts and a teacher, and he owns the school. He was introduced to a young man, Brandon Tatum, who is a scriptwriter and knows about writing, and had given my book to him. And together they've decided that it should be published because it's quite a well-written story. So, I'm going to, at the end of each episode or each chapter, I have a piece of poetry. So I'm not going to tell you anything else about the story itself, but I thought that I would read, the poetry is autobiographical too, and it's a sum up of the chapter. So I thought I'd read a couple of those things. The first one is, I am here, safe in your womb as a seed, not knowing where my exodus will lead. I am here in your darkness, safe and warm, slowly taken on the human form. Comes today, and out I come. Today is the day I meet you, my dear mom. 3 months of your love, warmth, and care. Then I must lose you. Life is so unfair. Which brings to mind the lonely pain. When the reality comes, I'll never see you again. Put on exhibition as something strange to see. For these people had never seen one that looks like me. Please tell me what's wrong with being a golden brown child. I am strange, mistrusted, looked upon as beguiled. I have spent many a long hour with no one to share. All the people around me had not the slightest care. Being beaten continually, the devil they seek to remove. Please come back to me, Mother. I am human, please prove. The separation from you throughout the years has been a life without love, full of pain and fears. All these years, many changes have come. I have survived them without you, my dear Mom. Now at 16, my life seems to be through. I find my thoughts are full of wonder of you. So that is a sum up of the first, you could say, the first few months, first few years of my life. Nearing the end of my story, I have a piece written here. I lay here and look at the wind moving the trees. I am hearing the buzz of a swarm of bees. The sun through the trees afford me a treat, and the wind and the rain in the sky doth meet. The great black stallion makes his majestic run from under the wet trees out into the sun. All of the wildlife around me is free. I grow drowsy as sleep comes to me. I feel the wind and the sun so sweet. I I've finished my prayer, will I now meet the elite? From the poetry, you can tell that my childhood was not a happy one. It was full of terrible happenings as a result of fear. Fear breeds untrust and racism. And that is why I suffered so much through those 16 years of my life. But there was a good day one time, a really good day that I had and I remember. This day, in school, you'll not find me. In the hills getting wet with black I'll be. The drays from Christchurch will not stop today, as I dance with the wind the time away. Held in the arms of a tree my body I lend, with the wind and the lightning my heart will blend. The massive grey clouds stop the sun to shine. Oh, this day in the wind and the rain is mine. How I love this wild, wondrous, wet day. Please stay with me, Mr. Wind and Rain and Lightning. Please play. The sky is alight with a wondrous storm, or the wind and the rain my heart doth warm. The leaves from the trees shimmer and shake in the breeze. Wet daisies I peek while down on my knees. Then thunder explodes with a giant noise, and I play with the wind as if with my toys. I spent this day with my God in the rain. It's been a day to enjoy, a day without pain. All day in the open, a wet and a little cold. Dear God, forever, this day I will hold. So the last piece of poetry in my book, I'm going to just read that, I think. Because it applies almost to today. Asking many questions again and again, with ne'er an answer, has caused much pain. To people and places and offices I write, asking for help in my long, lonely plight. Did you see my mother when I was a child? Please help me find where my original birth is filed. I did not drop from heaven to land on this earth. I know I had a mother. I am of human birth. So where have you hidden the original plan? The deception I find has been caused by man. I exist. I am real. I am no illusion. The truth I will find in all this confusion. Now with the keen eye of a detective will see if the truth to uncover can be revealed to me. So, this is my promo. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. So please don't complain about my promo video. And when it comes out, maybe you'll read it. Who am I?